Right. So Bhagavad Gita is sometimes explained like a sandwich. So you have the bottom part, the top part, and the essence is in middle. And why is the essence in middle? Because the middle six chapters of the Bhagavad Gita talk about Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga is actually the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita. So Bhagavad Gita talks about what other kinds of yogas? Karma Yoga, Dhyana
Yeah.
Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, right? And Jnana Yoga.
Good.
So mainly you can consider these four kinds of yogas. Everyone got this four? Karma Yoga,
Mm.
Dhyana Yoga. Dhyana is like meditation form of yoga. Bhakti Yoga, and then Jnana Yoga, knowledge-based yoga. Right? So because the middle six section chapters are actually based upon the Bhakti Yoga, so those are the essence of the Bhagavad Gita. So we have covered 7, 8, 9. So those are the three chapters talking on Bhakti Yoga. And further, today we'll continue 10, 11, 12. We are further explaining the aspect of Bhakti Yoga. Okay. Now, if you consider the same example, the center of the middle six chapters is what? The ninth chapter. And the last verse of the ninth chapter is actually considered as the essence of the Bhagavad Gita, which is the verse which repeats again, almost repeats again in the 18th chapter, the final instruction that Krishna gives Arjuna. Right? Who knows that verse? We can unmute and just say that verse. Do you know by heart? Advait Chandra for sure knows, but anyone else knows? Okay, go ahead, Advait Chandra. So 934 is actually a very important verse and a verse that you should actually memorize. Okay, go ahead.
Manman Bhakto Madhya Jivam Namaskuru Mame Vaisheshi Yuktuevam Atmanam Matparayana. And it's slightly, last two lines are slightly different in 18th.
Yeah. So the meaning is almost the same, right? Meaning is almost the same. So what is the essence of the entire Bhagavad Gita?
Prabhuji,
Yeah, Shivansh.
can you see the yogas again? It was glitching on that part, my Chromebook.
Okay, so maybe someone can type it on the chat. Who can put it on the chat? Four kinds of yogas in Bhagavad Gita. Okay, someone will type it in the chat for you. Okay, so the essence of the Bhagavad Gita actually comes to a point that while we are doing what we are doing, we should absorb our mind in Krishna, right? Think about Krishna. That is actually the essence of Bhagavad Gita. Now in chapter 10, we see chapter 10 starts off. Chapter 10 is titled The Opulence of the Absolute, or which is also known as Vibhuti Yoga. Okay. So while I'm saying, okay, maybe I can type it. Maybe Advait Chandra, you can help me. So some key points I'll mention and you can actually type it in the chat. Right. So Advait Chandra, he got all the four kinds of yogas: Karma Yoga, Dhyana Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, and Jnana Yoga. Okay. Okay. So in chapter 10, which is known as Opulence of the Absolute or Vibhuti Yoga. So I have typed in the Vibhuti Yoga there. So how does this actually start? Now, because essence of the end of the ninth chapter talks about thinking, fixing our mind on Krishna. Now Arjun wants to know more about Krishna. Like if you want to absorb your mind, think about the personality, naturally you want to know more about that personality. So 10th chapter starts out by Krishna actually telling Arjun that this knowledge, I'm going to give you this knowledge, which is actually even more confidential than what I've already given you. Right? It is more higher than what I have already given you. Right? So he starts off the chapter with this. And then we can read 10.2. Okay? So everyone has a Bhagavad Gita, right? So let's see who would like to. Ganesh, you want to recite with me?
Sure.
10.2. Na me vidhu suraganaha
न मे विदुसुरगणः
prabhavam na maharshayah
प्रभावं न प्रभावं न महर्षया
aham adirhi devanam
अहम् अदिर्हि देवानां
maharshinam cha sarvashah.
महर्षिणां च सर्वशः.
Okay, you can read the translation, Ganesh.
Neither the hosts of demigods nor the great sages know my origin or opulences, for in every aspect I am the source of the demigods and sages.
Right, so Krishna is actually saying that if you have to think about Krishna, you need to know about Krishna. But is it easy to know about Krishna? So Krishna is actually making the point, even demigods, great sages, they cannot understand me. Why? Because I am the source of everything. Like in the sense, like if someone is actually much, coming much before you, right? How can you know about that person? Only if that person actually tells you. Like, like your father. Your father, he is giving us birth. And if you want to know about your father, like, okay, where did my father study? What kind of education he did? The father has to tell you, otherwise there's no way to find out, right? The father comes and says, I went to so and so school, and this is what I did, and this is what I studied, this is the degree I got. Then you know, okay, yes, I know. So Krishna is making the point, because I am the source of the demigods, the sages, I cannot be known by them. The only way to know Krishna is when Krishna himself speaks his glories about him. Or when a devotee of Krishna who knows Krishna, he actually speaks to us about Krishna, right? So that's the only way we can actually know Krishna. Hence, it is in the 4th chapter we read about the importance of approaching a bona fide spiritual master. Tad vidhi paripatena pariprashnena sevaya. Right? We have to ask questions to the spiritual master. Right? And then it ends with what? Jnaninas tattva darshina. The one who knows Krishna, that person can be a guru. Because he can tell that, okay, this is what Krishna revealed to me about him, and this is what I am giving you. Right? So the first section of the 10th chapter talks about the knowledge about Krishna. Now, let's go further. Krishna also makes a point that he's the source of all the good qualities, one may have. And then let's read text number 7. So this page number 428. Okay, Anish, you would like to chant with me?
Yes, sure.
Etam vibhutim yogam cha.
Wait, what is it again? I forgot.
10.7.
Okay.
Page 428.
Okay.
Hmm?
Start.
Etam vibhutim yogam cha.
Etam vibhutim yogam cha
Mama yo veti tatvatah.
mama yo veti tatpata
So vikalpena yogena.
to vikalpena yogena
Yujyate natra samshayah.
yujate natra samshayaha.
Can you read the translation?
One who is factually convinced of this opulence and mystic power of mind engages in unalloyed devotional service. Of this there is no doubt.
So Krishna is making the point. We often hear, right? God is great, right? But how many people actually know the greatness of God? And here Krishna is making the point that if you know the greatness of God, then what will you do? This verse says, so vikalpena yogena. That means one actually engages in bhakti yoga. When you know the greatness of a person, like let's say you have a friend, right? And you're just like, oh yeah, he's my classmate, and you just have friendship. But then later on, you come to know, oh, this person, my friend, and I am being just connecting with him as a friend, but actually he is so and so person. He's son of CEO of so and so company. Or he is like he has already a topper in so and so national tournament. Then as soon as you know the greatness of a person, then what happens? You develop respect for him. And when you know the greatness of Krishna, then you want to actually surrender to Krishna. You want to take shelter of Krishna, and you want to engage in bhakti yoga to Krishna. Right? And this verse also says, samshaya, all your doubts, when you know the greatness of Krishna, all the doubts in your mind will be taken away, and you will just engage in bhakti to Krishna. So that's why bhakti yoga, the surrender to Krishna, is actually a natural process. We are not taking shelter of Krishna only because we are in ignorance. We do not have that knowledge. But as soon as you know Krishna, then yes, we'll say, yes, naturally I want to serve that glorious personality. Now, text 8, 9, 10, and 11, these are considered as the seed verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Right? When you talk of a plant, right? Where does the plant come from? The seed, right? So if you put a seed into the ground, from the seed, if it gets enough water and sunshine, then the seed actually sprouts, and the entire plant one way is from that seed. So similarly, the next four verses of the Bhagavad Gita are considered the seed, or it is known as nutshell verses of the entire Bhagavad Gita. That means what? That from these four verses, the entire knowledge of Bhagavad Gita is coming. And hence these next four verses are actually so important verses. We should actually mark these verses for memorization. 10.8, 10.9, 10.10, and 10.11. Okay, so we're going to read all four shlokas, quickly go through the meaning, and then we'll continue. Okay, so let's see who's next. Okay, Advait Chandra, you can go ahead. Aham sarvasya prabhavo
Aham sarvasya prabhu
matha sarvam pravartate
matah sarvam pravartate
iti matva bhajante mam
iti matva bhajante mam
buddha bhava samanvitah.
buddha bhava samanvitah.
Translation.
I am the source of all spiritual and material worlds. Everything emanates from me. The wise who perfectly know this engage in my devotional service and worship me with all their hearts.
Right. So here Krishna is saying, I am the source of all the material and spiritual world. So anything that we see around us is actually coming from Krishna. Anything material is coming from Krishna. Not only that, in the 8th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, Krishna actually talked about beyond this material world is what? What is beyond this material world? Vacuum?
No,
What is that? Ganesh?
Krishna's a dog.
Yeah, Krishna is above the spiritual world. So Krishna is saying the spiritual world and the material world, they come from me. I am the source of both the worlds. And Mata Sarvam Pravartate. And he actually says that everything is actually emanating from Krishna. Krishna is the root cause of everything. Iti Matva Bhajante. One who knows this, then what does he do? He engages in Bhakti Yoga to Krishna. Right? So 7th verse is actually leading on to the 8th verse that we read. Right? And here he says, Buddha Bhava Samanvita. Bhava means, anyone knows Bhava? We use the word Bhava. Bhava means emotions, which we give our heart to Krishna. We worship Krishna with all our heart. Okay, 10.9. Machita Madgata Prana. Okay, let's see. Shivansh, you want to chant?
Yeah.
You want to chant with me? Okay, unmute your.
Yes.
Okay, please repeat. Machita Madgata
Machita.
Prana. Go ahead. Machita
Machita
Madgata
Madgata Prana.
Prana. Bodhayanta Parasparam. Chant.
Machita Para. What?
No, I will say like one line and you
Wait,
repeat
text
after me.
9?
Yes, text 9, but you repeat after me, okay? Machita Madgata Prana. Go ahead.
Machita Madgata Prana.
Bodhayanta Parasparam.
Bodhayanta Parasparam.
Kathayantascha Mam Nityam.
Katayantascha Mamityam.
Tushyanti cha Ramanti cha.
Dushyanti Ramanti cha.
Okay, translation?
Translation to
Yeah, go ahead, Shivansh.
the thoughts of my me.
Yeah, go ahead, Shivansh. Read the translation.
The thoughts of my pure devotees dwell in me. Their lives are fully devoted to my service, and they derive great satisfaction and bliss from always enlightening one another and conversing about me.
Right. So here is saying, what is a symptom of a devotee of Krishna? Like Bhakti Yogi means one who engages in Bhakti to Krishna means he's a devotee of Krishna, right? Bhakta. Bhakta means what? Devotee, right? So what is a symptom of a devotee of Krishna? A devotee of Krishna is always thinking about Krishna. And what one thinks about, that's what one says, isn't it? Right? We think about something, and that's what our conversation, if you're thinking a lot about cricket, then when you meet your friend, all you want to talk about is cricket, right? So if someone's thought is absorbed about Krishna, then naturally when we meet anyone else, he wants to talk more about Krishna. Oh, I read this in Bhagavad Gita, and such a beautiful practical point, and he'll actually say this, right? And when they actually talk about Krishna in that way, what does this verse say? Tushyanti cha ramanti cha. They derive so much happiness. Right? We discussed in the second chapter also. Where is the happiness for a devotee? Is it in external things? No. The happiness is lies within. Right? So when they speak about Krishna, they feel so happy that they actually say, this is the greatest joy in life. All I want is to meet with my devotee friends and talk about Krishna and speak about Krishna. Right? Okay, everyone? So this is text number, the second verse of the 4 seed verses. Everyone is with me? Any questions at this point? Okay. Text 10, right? 10.10, page 432. So, Divyansh, you want to chant with me? Divyansh?
I think he's trying to unmute.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. So repeat after me. Tesham satata yuktanam
Tesham satata yuktanam
bhajatam priti purvakam
bhajatam priti purvakam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
tadami yogiyam tam tam
yena mam upayanti te.
yena mam upayanti te.
Translation? Go ahead, Divyansh.
To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me.
Dadami Buddhi Yogam. So Krishna is telling what? That if you become a devotee of Krishna, Krishna will give you the knowledge in the heart. He will speak to you. He'll say you do this, don't do this. If you do this, this will bring me. We will help you progress in your spiritual life. Krishna will give you guidance from within. That is the beauty of bhakti, right? So if you see in the starting, Arjun actually he had doubts. He said, I cannot decide whether I should fight or I should not fight. I don't know how to decide. And Krishna is telling what? You just do bhakti. I will give you the knowledge from your heart. I will speak to you from within, by which you will know what is the best thing to do. And not only that, Krishna from within will also do one more thing. What is that? He'll take away the darkness, the ignorance in our heart, that the lack of knowledge. Krishna will take that away. So next verse, next level. So anyone who is not on camera would like to chant? Okay. If you would like to chant, you can just put your name on the chat group. Okay. Anish will continue with you again. Anish.
What?
Text 11, 433.
I'll let them. I chant by myself.
Okay, you can repeat after me.
No. It's fine. It's fine. Tesham evanukampartam aham agyana jamtama nasyami atma bhavasta gyani deepina bhavasta. Meaning, to show them special mercy, I, dwelling in their hearts, destroy with the shining lamp of knowledge the darkness born of ignorance.
Okay, very nice. So what is Krishna telling here? That, not only I will give you the knowledge in the heart, but if there's any ignorance in your heart, I will actually take that away also. Right? So these are 4 seed verses. What was the first verse? The one who knows about Krishna, that how Krishna is the source of material world, spiritual world, what will he do? He will engage in bhakti yoga with bhav, with love, he'll give his heart to Krishna. Second of the Chatushloki is what? What is the symptom of a devotee? Does he like to talk about movies, video games? What does a devotee like to do? He thinks about Krishna and he always wants to talk about Krishna. And because he's always talking about Krishna, he feels so much happiness that happiness is not comparable to any happiness in this material world. Third shloka is what? Krishna actually, how he takes away, he gives us knowledge in our heart to know what is the best thing to do. Right? When you have to make a decision, do you know what is the best thing to do? Actually, we can, we can use our intelligence, say, okay, this is positive, this is negative.
Weigh the
But
pros and
finally, it is actually Krishna who actually, if you are engaged in bhakti, he will give the knowledge and say, okay, this is a way to act. And what is the fourth? Krishna in the heart, what will he take away? The ignorance which is there in our heart. Right? So these four verses are nutshell verses, seed verses of the Bhagavad Gita. Now, after hearing these seed verses, what is Arjun thinking? Arjun actually says, if you see text 12 and 13, he's actually saying that, you know what, your knowledge you have given, I am totally convinced that Krishna, you are supreme God. And not only I am telling this, but even other sages like Narada Muni, Devarshi, Narad Muni, Asita, Devala, Vyas, all those sages always have confirmed Krishna is the supreme. And now Krishna, you yourself have told me. Right? So when you are reading Bhagavad Gita, we may say like, oh, maybe Arjun is telling that because Krishna is his friend. Sometimes you have a close friendship and you may say, oh, my friend is this. He's so great. And someone may say, because Krishna is Arjun's friend, Arjun is saying, Krishna, you're God. But he's saying, no, not only me, so many different sages like Vyasadev, like Narad Muni, all of them have actually confirmed, and now you yourself are confirming this to me. Right? So this is how chapter 10 proceeds, and then Krishna actually, then Arjun actually says, Krishna, since the essence of Bhagavad Gita is to think about you, please tell me how I can think about you while living in this material world. Right? We live in this material world. We see so many things, right? And Arjun is saying, like, I'm living in this material world. I want to think about you. So you tell me, what are your opulences in this world? Everyone understands the word opulence? What does opulence mean?
material, like stuff.
It means like stuff that can be bought with wealth mostly, and like I
Uh,
guess a number of
Object.
assets.
Object.
Material things that satisfy your senses or gratify your senses.
Not necessarily. Here, when Krishna talks of opulence, he's talking about his, what's the right word? His own potency or his own power. So when Krishna says, these are my opulences, Krishna is basically saying how he is actually present in every best thing of this world. Right? So if you consider which is the best of all mountains in this world? Anyone?
Oh,
The
Himal-
Himalayas.
The Himalayas. So Krishna will say, because that's the best of all mountains, that glory is actually my glory. Who is the best of all sages?
I think
Narada Muni.
Narad Muni. So
Narad.
Krishna says, of all the sages, the best of them represents me, Narad Muni.
So
Who's the
Krishna's
best of all? Best of
so
all?
Krishna's best of everything.
Best of everything, exactly. So now in this, towards this chapter, from text 21 till the end of this chapter, Krishna is actually saying how he's the best of everything. So when you see something which is the best of everything, then who do you think about? That this is actually Krishna's glory. Right? And this is how, while living in this material world, you can think about Krishna. Okay, I'll ask you some more questions. Who is the best of all demigods?
Indra.
Indra, yes. So Krishna says, I am actually.
Yeah, Indra.
Who is the best of all priests?
Vasudev.
Brihaspati. Krishna says, I am Brihaspati, the best.
Priest meaning saint.
Priest meaning the one who does all different kinds of yagyas. Right?
Okay.
And with the best of all water bodies?
Ganga.
No, best in the sense of opulence. That
The
is
ocean.
purposely we say Ganga.
Ocean.
The ocean. right? The
Oh,
ocean is the
yes.
best for water bodies. So Krishna says, I am the ocean. So- Okay. So that's how this chapter proceeds. And who is the best of all birds?
Ga-
Garuda.
The eagle.
Garuda. Yeah, so Krishna said,
Oh,
actually Garuda. I am that.
oh, sorry. I forgot. Garuda.
And best of all fishes. Did we do best of all fishes?
Is the shark.
It's a shark. Krishna said, I'm the shark. Is the best of all. Which is the best of all month?
What?
Month.
August.
Oh,
August.
okay.
Because that's, I don't know. Is
So
it June?
Krishna says the best of all month is Magha Shrisha. That is November, December.
Ooh, I was gonna say that, but then like, no, it's wrong.
So Krishna says the best of all months is Magha Shrisha. So I am that.
Okay.
Okay, so this is how this chapter goes. And the last shloka will actually text 41 we'll do last but one shloka. Let's recite that and then we'll move on to the next chapter. So page number let's see, 41.
Page number
457. Yeah, 457. So who would like to? Ganesh, would like to receive?
Okay.
Yadyad vibhuti matsatvam
Yadyad vibhuti sattvam
Srimad urjitam eva va
Srimad urjitam eva
Tattat evavagachatvam
Tad evavagachatvam
Mama tejo amsa sambhavam.
Mama tejo amsasa sambhavam.
Translation, Ganesh.
Know that all opulent, beautiful, and glorious creations spring from but a spark of my splendor.
Right. So when Krishna said all these opulences you see everywhere, they are actually representing my glory. But then he makes all this is just a spark of my splendor. Krishna is actually beyond all these. He's just like a spark of all. A spark of all actually is the glory of, like a spark of Krishna is all the glories in this material world. So Krishna is much beyond all the glories that he has spoken of. Okay. So that completes chapter 10. So what all did we discuss in this chapter? Okay, someone is okay. What all did we discuss in the chapter? First, we discussed that how ninth chapter ends with the point that one should always think about Krishna. But is it easy to know about Krishna? And what does
No.
no, it is not easy to know me because I am the source of even sages. Even sages are confused to know who is the supreme. But unless Krishna actually he reveals himself, he tells, I am so and so. Or you hear from a devotee of Krishna who knows Krishna. That's the only way we can know Krishna. Right? And then further, Krishna actually further makes the point that as one knows about Krishna, then what does he do? He actually surrenders to Krishna. He loves Krishna. Just his natural inclination is, oh, Krishna is so great. He's so kind. He's so merciful. I just want to serve him. Right? And then we talked about four. What are they called? Four verses.
Yogas.
Like the 8, 7,
Yeah, what?
Nutshell.
well, 7 to 8, 9
Nutshell
to
verse,
10.
right? Four seed verses. You can say seed verses. Seed. Just like from a seed, the entire plant comes. So these are the four seed verses. Right? We discuss the four seed verses. And after hearing the four seed verses, what does Arjun say? Krishna, now I'm convinced that you are the supreme God. There is no one superior to you. Not only me, but other sages like Vyasadeva, Devalabha, Narada, all have said the same thing. So it's confirmed that Krishna is the supreme. And then after that, Krishna, Arjun says, okay, please tell me how I can think about you in this material world. And Krishna says, the best of everything in this material world is me. And everything that we see in this material world is just a spark of Krishna's glory. Krishna's glory is much, much beyond. He is infinitely glorious. Okay. Chapter 10, overview. Any questions, comments? Okay, let's go on to chapter number 11. Chapter number 11 is titled Universal Form, Virat Rupa. Everyone has heard of Virat Rupa before? Virat Rupa. So now in chapter 11 starts off with Arjun actually asking Krishna. He says that, I heard this 10th chapter and now my illusion is now gone away, But now I want to hear from you that how you, I want to, okay, then he actually makes a point. I desire to see that universal form, the form by which you enter and you support this entire world. And then, so he asks, like, I want to see this Virat Rupa, this form of yours. Right? And then Arjun, what is his mood? Is his mood challenging mood? Arjun actually says, if you think I'm qualified to see it, then please show me that form. It's very, Arjun's mood is always, we should have that mood that when we ask a question also, you can actually say, if you think I'm qualified to understand, please answer this. Right? So Arjun is saying, if you think I'm qualified to see this entire Virat Rupa, then please show me that form. Right? And then Krishna says what? Okay, I will show you this form, but first I will give you what? A special glasses. In the sense like, how many of you have seen like, you have like 3D movies? To watch the movie, you need to get like special glasses.
Yeah, 3D glasses. Yeah.
The 3D glasses, right?
Yeah.
So now Krishna is telling Arjun, to see this universal form, you need to get divine eyes. Because with your current eyes, you cannot see this form. So he says, Divya Chakshu. Chakshu, everyone can understand? Chakshu means vision. So Divya, transcendental or spiritual vision. So Krishna tells Arjun, I will give you the spiritual eyes, and then you can see my Virat Rupa. Yeah. So Krishna displays the Virat Rupa. And first, it is described that first, who speaks? Sanjay is saying that when Krishna showed the Virat Rupa, Arjun saw in the Virat Rupa unlimited faces, unlimited eyes. He saw so many weapons. He saw garlands and garments. Actually, everything he saw. It was like infinite, a huge form covering everything. All different personalities were there. That's what Arjun could see. And how was this form? So sometimes when you look at the sun, can you stare at the sun for a long time? Immediately you're like, oh, too bright, too bright. And now what Arjun is seeing, it is described that it is greater than the shining of thousands of suns. Imagine thousands of suns rising at one time and their light. It was so bright form that Arjun was actually seeing. And then Arjun actually, he said that I see. Then so first is Sanjay says how Arjun is seeing. Now Arjun himself says, I see in your form. I see all the demigods, all living entities, everyone, Aneka Bahudra, Vaktra Netram. I see so many arms, bellies. I see this huge form. Right? And then and then he says that you're spread throughout the sky, the planets, all the different demigods, they are actually offering pranams to you. Oh, Virat Rupa. They are saying, oh, offering obeisance is such a big universal form. They are all actually bowing down to you. Right? And then when Arjun was seeing this form, he actually said, actually, I'm fearful seeing this form. Because it's so vast and everything is there in this form, he becomes a little fearful and say, I cannot maintain my steadiness seeing this form. So please be merciful to me. I cannot see this form. It's like, very one-way fearful form, right? And not only that, what did Arjun also see? That in the mouth of the Virat Rupa, all the personalities who were there in the battlefield of Kurukshetra, like Bhishma, Drona, Karna, all these people were actually entering into the mouth of the Virat Rupa. That means what? Arjun was actually seeing that how all these personalities are going to be killed on the battle of Kurukshetra. Right? He saw Bhishma, Drona, everyone entering into the Virat Rupa. And Arjun asked his question, oh, Krishna, I thought you were my cousin. But what is this form of yours? Who are you? And what is your mission? And Krishna actually says, so we'll read text 32, 11, 32. Okay, page number is 478 or 79. Okay. So let's see. Harini would like to chant?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay, so you can repeat after me. Shri Bhagwan Vacha
Shri Bhagavan Vacha.
Kalosmi Loka Shayakritta Pravruddho.
Prabhuji, what's the page number again?
479.
Kalosmi loka akshayakrit pravardho.
Lokan Samahartum Iha Pravritta.
Lokan samahritam iha pravarta.
Ritepi Tvam Na Bhavishyanti Sarve.
Ritepi tvam na bhavishyanti sve.
Ye Vastita Pratya Anikeshu Yuddha.
Yeva stita pratta anikesha yoddha.
Can read the translation.
The Supreme Personality of Godhead
Go ahead, Harini.
said, Time I am the great destroyer of the lords, and I have come here to destroy all people, with the exception of you, the Pandavas. All the soldiers here on both sides, all be slain.
Yeah, so Krishna is saying, Arjuna asks, what is this form of yours? And Krishna says, what? Kalosmi, I am time. And what is the nature of time? Time actually destroys everyone. Is there anything in this world that is actually beyond the influence of time? Is there anything in this world that is beyond the influence of time?
Krishna himself. That's it.
Krishna, for sure. And who else?
Radha.
Okay, Radha. Who is in your heart? Who is in
Krishna.
the heart of every living entity?
Vishnu or Paramatma?
Come on.
Atma, even the Atma, didn't we read in the second chapter how the Atma is also eternal? Right? Atma, Paramatma, Vishnu, all those are eternal, right? They are not under the influence of time. But anything material, in this world is under the influence of time. So time that way destroys everything. You have, let's say, like a water bottle. Now it is okay, you buy a new water bottle. It will be there for some time. Then you see it is getting old. Then after some time it start leaking. Then you're like, okay, now it's over. Now I have to buy another new one. Anything material you see in this world, it is destroyed by time. So Krishna is saying, I am that time. So I'm going to destroy all the personalities in Battle of Kurukshetra except you, Pandavas. Everyone here is going to be killed. And 33 we'll do. Veda, Renu, you want to chat?
What page number is it, Prabhu?
480.
Okay.
Okay, next verse, Navneet, you can chant, okay? Be ready.
Prabhuji, I don't have the book.
Oh, you don't have the book. Okay, that's fine.
I'm outside it.
Okay. Veda, you ready?
Mhm.
Okay, let's start. Tasmatvam uthishta yasho labhasva
Tasmatvam uttishthayas lasava
jitva shatrum bhungsha rajam samudram
chitva satrum bhuksva rajyam samardum
mayi vaite nihata purvam eva
mayi taitve nihita purvameva
nimitra matram bhava savyasachin.
nimitta matram bhava samyama sachin.
Okay, translation.
Therefore, get up, prepare to fight and win glory, conquer your enemies, and enjoy a flourishing kingdom. They are already put to death by my arrangement, and you, O Savyasachi, can be but an instrument in the fight.
Okay, so what is Krishna saying? In the previous verse, he said, as time, everyone here is going to be killed except you Pandavas. Then does that mean that Arjun can say, Krishna, you're going to kill everyone, so I can just sit back and relax. You do the killing, I will take a break. No, what is Krishna telling Arjun? Arjun, you get up, you fight, you win victory. And what anyone knows what's the meaning of Savya Sachin? Savya Sachin means Arjun was so expert at at shooting arrows that he could use both his hands. Right? He use the left hand, hold the bow, right hand arrow, shoot an arrow. Right? And then he will turn on the other side. He'll hold the bow in his right hand and with left hand, he'll shoot an arrow. He could do it with both the hands. He was so expert at archery. So what is Krishna? Why is Krishna calling Arjun Savyasachi? He's saying each one of us, we have certain skills that Krishna has given us, certain gifts that Krishna has given us. Every one of us have certain qualities that Krishna has given us. And Krishna is saying, use those qualities and work following my instructions. So what is spirituality? What is bhakti actually telling us? Be the best version of yourself. Each one of us, we have qualities. We have to find out, what am I good at? What quality Krishna has given me? We think about that quality and say, okay, how can I use this quality in Krishna's service? Everyone understands this point? Right? So everyone can think about the quality that Krishna has given you. Yeah. Can you use that quality in Krishna's service?
No.
Can anyone give an example of a quality that can be used in Krishna's service?
Cooking?
Cooking? Okay. So Ganesh is going to cook us, all of us, a good dinner tonight. Yes, Ganesh?
Sure.
So we use cooking. Okay, if someone is good at cooking, if that's their art, then they can cook nice and offer to Krishna. Right? And then Krishna can be pleased with us offering. So any quality that we have, we can actually use that in Krishna's service. So Krishna wants us to bring out the best version of ourselves, but use that as service for Krishna. Okay. So after this, so our main point is we have to become an instrument in Krishna's hand. Right? Krishna has a desire for each one. Krishna has a plan for each one of us. We should just say, yes, I want to act according to Krishna's plan. And Krishna tells Arjun, if you do that, you will become glorious. You will get all success. Don't worry about that. Okay. Now, let's see how much time we have. 8:18, right? Okay. Now, I will teach you how to offer a prayer to Krishna. Everyone wants to know?
Yes.
How do you offer a prayer to Krishna? So, there are 4 parts to the prayer. Someone can write it on chat. Advait Chandra. You can write the 4 parts of a prayer on the chat. The first one is to glorify. So when you come in front of Krishna, let's say you come to a temple, you come in front of Radha Golokananda, the first thing you actually do is you say something nice about the Lord. Oh Lord, you're so beautiful. You look so beautiful today. Right? Or you say something, Lord, you're so kind, you're so powerful, you're so merciful. So first thing is you glorify. Some way you actually glorify. Everyone understands glorify?
Yes.
Right. So first, Advait Chandra, you write on chat, glorify. Right? After you glorify the Lord, and we see Arjun doing this in this section. Right? So first he glorifies the Lord. Then after glorifying the Lord, then he offers pranam. He offers obeisances to the Lord. Right? Obeisances, like often you heard devotees, what do they say? Please accept my humble obeisances. Right? Obeisances means to actually offer a pranam. We are actually offering our respects. So first is we glorify the Lord, then we come and we offer obeisances. We say, oh Krishna, please accept my humble obeisances unto you. Right? So second part of the prayer, obeisances. Third is we ask for apologies. In the sense that we say, Krishna, if I made any mistake in the past, or if I did some activity which was not actually pleasing to you, please forgive me, Krishna. Right? So what does Arjun ask apology for? He says, Krishna, you are the Supreme Personality of Godhead. But I was thinking you're just my cousin, my friend. And hence, what were you doing? I used to sometimes like we used to sit together on the bed and eat food. And sometimes I used to like make joking words to you. I didn't know that you're a supreme personality of God and you're supreme God. I did not know. So if I have done anything not knowing your glory, please forgive me. Right? Apology. And the last one is we ask a request. What do you want? Right? So last is a request. So first is glorification. Second is offering obeisances. Third is apology. And the fourth is request. Request in what? Means we actually say, not that we ask for something material, but we request something like, Krishna, I want to do a particular seva for you. Please engage me. I like to sing for you, Krishna. Please bless me that I can sing nicely for you. That makes sense? Right? So any seva you like to do to Krishna, you can come and request, Krishna, please, I want to serve you in this way. Or please keep me engaged in your service always. Please always shower your blessings upon me. You know, any request like that. But we don't want to focus too much on material requests. That anyway, Krishna will take care. We don't. We focus on spiritual, right? Service to Krishna. So these are the 4 parts of prayer. And we see Arjun, he offers these 4 things. And what is Arjun's request to Krishna? Arjun says, Krishna, I have seen this entire universal form and I've been a little disturbed by this. Now I want to see your original form. First, I want to see 4-handed and then 2-handed form. And then Krishna, he actually changes from the universal form and then he shows his 4-handed form and then he shows his 2-handed Shama Sundar form. Right? And this actually shows that how this Virat Rupa is not like a completely spiritual form of the Lord. The real form of the Lord is what? Either 4-handed Vishnu or actually even beyond that, the original form of Krishna is what? 2-handed Krishna. Right? So when we see Krishna stealing butter, what form of the Lord is that? That is the original 2-handed form of the Lord. So Krishna in Vrindavan is showing his original form. Right? So that is the original form of the Lord. So Krishna shows 4-handed and then he actually shows 2-handed. And he says that this 2-handed form that I'm showing you, it's not easy to see this form. And what is the only way that one can see this form? Let's read text number 54. Okay, very important verse. So this is page 500. Let's see, who is not, anyone not read here? A shloka?
Me.
Anish, you read twice. Anyone not read? Would like to read?
I can read if no one else wants.
Okay, so maybe Shivansh can go. Shivansh, so you can receive after me, text 54. You have it, page 500?
Yeah.
Okay. Bhaktya tva ananya sakhya
Bhaktya swa ananya swa sakya
aham evam aham evam vidorjana
aham evam vido arjuna
gyatum drishtum cha tatvena
yatum vistam cha tatvena
praveshtam cha parantapa.
pravishtam cha parantipa.
Okay, translation.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way can you enter into the mysteries of my understandings.
Right, so
Understood.
Krishna is saying that I'm showing you 200 form, but is it easy to see this form? No, very difficult to see this form. But one can see this form only by what? Bhakti, bhaktiyatva ananya shakha. Only by ananya. Ananya means undivided. Undivided in a sense like pure devotional service. Only by pure devotional service you can see Krishna as 2-handed form. Right? So what is the conclusion of this chapter? That yes, Krishna showed the entire universal form. So what did we cover in this form? Chapter, Krishna first asked, oh Krishna, if you think I'm qualified, please show me this form by which you pervade this entire material world. Show me this Virat Rupa. And then we see Sanjay speaking and saying that, oh, this uniform form so vast, everything is there. And how many suns is it like? Who remembers? It's shining like how many suns?
1,000.
1,000 suns.
100.
1,000 suns.
100.
No, 1,000, not even 100. 1,000 suns together, so bright as this form. And Arjun saw everything in this form. And then he asked, oh, Krishna, what is this form of yours? And what does Krishna say? Kalos me, I am time personified. Right? I am time personified. And I am going to kill all these personalities here except you, the Pandavas. So should Arjun just sit down and relax?
No, because
No.
that's
This is actually,
scary.
what is the meaning of Savya Sachi? That means can use both left hand and right hand. He's so expert. So Krishna says, use your expertise in service to Krishna. Become an instrument of Krishna. Understand what Krishna wants us to do, and you serve Krishna in that way. Okay. And then after that, Krishna, we read what are the 4 aspects of a prayer. First, we offer obeisances. Then first we glorify the Lord. Then we
Offer obeisances,
obeisances. Third,
apology.
apology. And 4, we make a request. Is this practical? Every one of us, like when you go in front of Radha Golokandana, can we remember these 4 and try this? Yes?
Right.
Okay, you can try. So first we come and say something nice, and then you actually offer obeisances, and then you apologize, that I did so and so activity, but that's not so good for bhakti. I'm sorry, Krishna, I will not do this again. And then you say, Krishna, I want to serve you in this way. I want to sing a nice bhajan for you. Please bless me so I can serve you in that way. Right? So we read about 4 aspects of prayer. And then finally, Krishna, what is Arjun's request to Krishna? He says that, please show me your original form. And Krishna shows 4-handed and then 2-handed form. And then what does he say? Only through what can anyone see this 2-handed form? What is that one word I'm looking for? Or
Bhakti?
2 words?
Bhakti.
Yeah, bhakti, but what kind of bhakti?
Unalloyed.
Unalloyed or pure bhakti. Only by pure bhakti can Krishna be seen in his original form. Okay, so that completes chapter 11. Any questions? I saw a few people raise their hands in between.
I thought Sabyasachi meant 10-handed.
No, Sabyasachi means who can actually use both hands, who's ambidextrous. You have heard of
So,
ambidextrous?
so my question was that you
Okay,
said that,
one minute. Divyansh. Ganesh, is that okay? Sabyasachi means ambidextrous. With both hands, he's expert in.
Okay, yeah, I got it.
Okay, Divyansh, yeah, go ahead.
So my question was that, like, does, like, the universal form, like, it showed, all the soldiers dying. So does that mean, like, it pervades time and, like, shows the future?
Yeah, actually everything, past, present, future, everything was there in that universal form. That means what? Even time is under the control of Krishna. Right? That's why Krishna is saying, Kalosmi, I am time. So if Krishna is time, then past, present, future, everything is under control of Krishna. Is that okay, Divya?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why Krishna knows what is the future. So hence, when we actually turn to Krishna, Krishna will actually give us intelligence in our heart to make the best decision because he actually knows the future. And he knows if you do this, this will be the best thing for you. Okay?
Prabhuji,
Yeah.
what is the 10th chapter called in Sanskrit?
Vibhuti Yoga. Right? Vibhuti. Okay, I'll put it on the chat. I think I already wrote it in the chat. Someone can type it. Advait Chandra. Vibhuti Yoga. Okay, so we'll ready for 12th chapter?
Yes.
Okay, so let's go to 12th chapter. 12th chapter is titled Devotional Service. And this is what we are discussing in the last 5 chapters. This is the last chapter in Bhakti Yoga, chapter 6 through chapter 12. So, in devotional service, Arjun first he asked a question. So one is, Krishna's energies are all over. Is that right? Right. So let's see in this way, like let's say there's a company, right? A big company, and there is one who is actually the CEO of the company. Everyone understand CEO?
The owner.
Yeah.
Okay, the owner,
Yeah.
let's right? So because of the owner of the company, everywhere all the departments are actually set up in such a way that the owner has actually designed the whole thing. It is through his energies, everything is working. Is that right? Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
now when we understand this
Yeah.
entire material world, right? So one is Krishna himself, and one is Krishna, how through his energies he spreads everywhere. When the sun is rising, is that because of Krishna's energy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What is outside of Krishna's energy? Everything is happening by Krishna's energy, right? So now Krishna, Arjuna is asking the question, is it better for me to directly connect with Krishna, you as a person, as a two-handed person, as the one who steals butter, right? One who actually gets tied by Mother Yashoda, one who actually gives butter to the monkeys, right? Should I worship that two-handed form of Krishna, or should I actually meditate on that energy of Krishna? Which is better? Which is better?
Two-handed Krishna.
So
Two-handed
two
Krishna.
form of no.
Yes, so Arjun asked, because there are some people who say like, maybe I should just focus more on the energy because Krishna is actually so beyond. Let me just focus on the impersonal energy. Impersonal in the sense, no personal form. Impersonal. Such an energy of Krishna. So Arjun is asking, which is better, right? Do I worship you directly, or should I worship the impersonal form, energy of yours? Right? So let's read text number 12.2. Page number 511. Okay, Anish, you can go ahead.
Okay. 5.10.11.
12.2, page 511.
Okay.
Shri Bhagwan Uvacha.
Shri Bhagavan Uvacha. Wait, 511?
Yes.
Okay. Text 2 or 3, 4?
Yeah, text 2.
Okay. May aveshya manoye mam nitya yukta upasantete Shri Shra
Shraddhaya Paryopetas.
Shradhaya Paryovetas
Teme Yukta Tama Mataha.
Teme Yukta Mataha. The Supreme Personality of Godhead said, those who fix their minds on my personal form and are always engaged in worship me with great and transcendental faith are considered by me to be the most perfect.
So Krishna says, Yukta Tama Mata. Which is more perfect, personal form or meditating on the energy of Krishna? Personal form.
First.
Then that is the best form of worship. So when we actually worship, when we fix our mind on Krishna, like how Krishna is stealing butter, how is he playing with his cowherd friends, how is actually, showing Damodar Lila, how is lifting Govardhan Hill, right? How many of you have been to Govardhan Hill?
Me, I've been around it too.
You have gone around it? Very nice. So how Krishna lifted Govardhan Hill? So if you actually meditate on this Krishna and his pastime, that's actually the best form of meditation. Right? Krishna is saying. And then further, he actually says, those who meditate on the impersonal energy of the Lord, the energy of the Lord, then he says, for them, it is very difficult path, very troublesome. He says, klesho dikarastesham. He says, making advancement on the path is very difficult. So just meditate on my personal form. That is the best. Right? Now, is it easy to always think about Krishna? How many of you say it
No.
is? No? Well, Krishna is so attractive, right?
Yeah, but it's very hard.
Why? Krishna is so attractive.
You need to attain bhakti yoga.
Practice bhakti yoga, yes, right? See the point what we started in the 10th chapter. If you know Krishna, then you can actually easily think about Krishna. But the problem is we do not know Krishna enough. The more you know about Krishna, the more you hear about Krishna, the more you will actually fall in love with Krishna. Then you will always think about Krishna. That makes sense?
Yeah.
So now Krishna will say, okay, if you cannot always think about me, then do this. If you cannot do this, then do this. If you cannot do this, then do this. So we'll see Krishna is actually giving us a ladder. Krishna is very kind. Like someone may say, someone may, what's a good example? Okay. Yeah, someone may say, okay, there's a competition, right? And they'll say like, okay, the best is if you do this in the competition. But you'll say like, actually, I cannot do it. It's very difficult for me. Say, okay, if you cannot do that, then do one here, little lower bit. All right. Do you have high jump in your school? Anyone?
Sometimes.
What is it?
High jump.
I jump.
Like even in Olympics, they have like they'll run and they'll try to jump really high.
Oh
After-
no.
Yeah, I have it sometimes in gym.
Okay. Yeah,
Oh,
so
I
in that they have different levels. So first they'll say, okay, I'll set you at 2 meters, you jump. And say, no, I cannot do it. And say, okay, I will do you at 1.7 meters. Try that. Say, I cannot do that. Okay, 1.5 meters. Oh, if you cannot do that, okay, 1 meter. At least do 1 meter. Then say, okay, I'll do one. Right? So similarly, Krishna is actually giving us, he's very kind, saying, if you cannot do this, then do this. Right? So we'll see the ladder. Right? So first is text 8. But he actually says, just always you think about me. But we just said, it's not so easy to think about us, Krishna. So maybe we can write, Advait Chandra, can you write on the chat? Always think about Krishna. Make it as one. First point, always think about Krishna. Right? Now, if you cannot do that, let's see text number 9. Right? So maybe you can just read the translation. Okay, Ganesh? Yeah.
Yeah, sure. For which one?
For text number 9, page 518.
Okay. My dear Arjuna, or winner of wealth, if you cannot fix your mind upon me without deviation, then follow the regulated principles of Bhakti Yoga. In this way, develop a desire to attain me.
All right, so Krishna is saying, if you cannot think about me, then you perform Bhakti Yoga. What is Bhakti Yoga? Every day you chant the name of Krishna. Every day you read Bhagavad Gita. You hear about Krishna. You offer your food to Krishna. If you do this, then naturally you will develop a desire to know about Krishna. You will come to know about Krishna, and then you can always think about Krishna. Right? So second is what? Advait Chandra on the chat. Second point, practice Bhakti Yoga. Right? So if you cannot always think about Krishna, then do Bhakti Yoga. Now, if someone may say, can everyone do Bhakti Yoga here? Yes or no?
If we try to, then we could.
Yes.
Everyone can take 10 minutes, chant one round of Hare Krishna every day. Everyone can take 10 minutes, read Bhagavad Gita every day. Right? You all can do that. So
You know turn on the book that the 4 questions book? Yeah, so I got it from the school, from the Sunday school, and I already finished the book.
Very nice. Okay, let's continue. So after this, the second one, practice Bhakti Yoga. Now Krishna is saying, due to some reason, if you cannot do that, right, then he's saying you just work for Krishna. So what is point number 3? Work for Krishna. What does it mean, work for Krishna? Someone may say that, okay, I cannot do Bhakti Yoga, but I'm earning some money when I work. I will come and give a part of the money to Krishna. Right? Or someone may say, okay, I cannot work for Krishna, but Janmashtami is coming up. If there is some seva, I will come and I'll help you. But I cannot chant Hare Krishna every day. I am not that say, but I'll come and I'll do some seva. So, okay, you can do that at least. So third is what? Work for Krishna. Okay. Then if you cannot even work for Krishna, actually, third is work for Krishna. And point 4 is, if you cannot work for Krishna, then you actually act in such a way that you are not attached to the results, where you can give up your results. So what is point number 4? Give up attachment to the results. Right. So point number 4 is, you can say, do not be attached to the results. Okay. So these are the 4. So Krishna is saying first is what? What is the best thing? Always think about. If you cannot do that, you chant about Krishna, you read about Bhagavad Gita, you associate with devotees, you have Krishna Prasadam. If you cannot do that, come you do some work for Krishna. If you cannot do that, do not be attached to the result. Okay. Okay. So now is a question for everyone. Okay, up to this point? Okay. Now is one question for all of you. What are the qualities you think would make one dear to Krishna?
Devotion and I
Okay,
guess
devotion is the
having
final thing. Yes. Okay, but what
Goodness, love, like mode of goodness.
mode of goodness? Okay.
Most of
like
the
being
More
resolute.
specific? Anyone? Okay,
love,
Advait.
Being kind to each other.
Being kind to each other, right? So this is very practical. If you're kind to everyone, will that make you dear to Krishna? Yes, it will make you. So let's think of more practical point in our day-to-day life that will make us dear to Krishna.
Being resolute in like goals and stuff.
Okay, meaning being determined in our goals, provided our goals are in line with Krishna, yes.
Having trust in Krishna.
Okay, yeah. Having trust in Krishna would be directly bhakti.
Depending
But
on her.
looking of like some other qualities that we can actually develop, like how Advaita Chandra said, being kind to everyone. That will make Krishna very happy. What else can you think about?
having like a mindset that like once you do something like a activity, don't look for the results. Like have a mindset to
Okay.
ignore the results and just
Okay,
do it.
so being actually, let's say, not attached to the results, or can we say equal in happiness and distress?
Yes.
Okay, so that's one of the qualities Krishna says. So in chapter 12, towards the end, from text 13 all the way to text 20, Krishna gives a list of qualities that if one has the qualities, he becomes very dear to Krishna. Right? So I list few of these qualities. One is being friendly to everyone, being kind to everyone, right? One is being free from false ego, right? We all have a big ego, right? Do we have a big ego? Though our height may be small, we have an ego as big as Mount Everest, right? So being free from false ego. Then someone said determination, right? So determination is one quality. Then being self-control, right? Now acting in such a way that will not agitate anyone. Is that a good quality? Yeah? Yeah, that's one of the qualities. If you act in such a way that you do not agitate anyone. Right?
Prabhuji, can you write down the what do you call the
Main
I
quality?
forgot. Yeah, in the chat.
Okay.
So I can take notes too.
So Advait Chandra, you can write. Okay, so maybe a few devotees can write. Advait Chandra, can you write friendly to all? Okay. Ganesh, can you write forgiving? Okay. Divyansh, you can write determined. Okay. Then let's say Anish, can you write not agitating anyone? Okay. Then let's see, Harini, can you write cleanliness? Or being clean, you can write. Okay. Then who else? Okay. One more quality someone can write. Equal to friends and enemies. Right? And so on. So there's many qualities. All these qualities, Krishna says, makes one very dear to me. And what is the most important of all qualities? One is who becomes a devotee of Krishna. Right? So one who fixes his mind and intelligence in Krishna, and that is the best of all qualities. And if you can do that, then naturally all these other qualities will come. But if you develop these qualities, then it becomes easier for us to practice bhakti. Do you understand? See, bhakti is compared to a seed. Now I give you a seed. Ganesh, I'm giving you a seed. Right? And I'm giving one seed to Shivansh. Okay? Now I tell you, go and plant this seed. Now Ganesh goes and plants a seed in an area which is very fertile. Right? Then what happens? Immediately the seed fructifies, the plant will grow. Now Shivansh, he actually plants it in a land which is not so fertile. It's a little bit sandy. Will the seed fructify? No, the seed is the same, right? But it depends on the land. So what is the land here? The land is like our heart. So we are all getting the seed of bhakti. But if the heart is not fertile, then bhakti will not grow in our heart. And what does it mean the heart is fertile? Having these qualities. Right? So when we develop these qualities one by one, we actually say, okay, how I'm interacting with everyone. Am I being equal to everyone? Am I acting in such a way that's not agitating anyone? Am I being clean in my behavior, in my general behavior? So all these qualities, am I being self-controlled? Am I being determined? Am I being forgiving? All these qualities we can develop. And if we are actually focusing on these qualities, then our heart becomes very fertile. Then the bhakti will flourish, right? The tree of bhakti will flourish. Okay, so this completes chapter number 20. So what did we discuss in chapter 20? 3 points we discussed. First point, which is better, worshipping Krishna himself or the energy of Krishna? Krishna himself.
Krishna himself.
So that's the first question Arjuna asked. And Krishna says, one who worships me directly, that is the best. Right? Those who worship the energy, the impersonal energy of Krishna, Krishna says that is very troublesome. To make progress on that path, very difficult. Then second point we discuss in 12th chapter is Krishna is very kind. He says, if you best is to do this. If you cannot do this, do this. So what are the 4 points here? What is the best of all? To always think about Krishna. But if you cannot do that, what should one do? Who can say?
Bhakti Yoga.
Bhakti Yoga. And what is Bhakti Yoga? Chanting the name of Krishna, having Krishna Prasadam, coming to devotees, attending Kirtan, all those. If you cannot do that, what is the third point?
Work
Work
with
for Krishna.
You work for Krishna, right? And then fourth point, if you cannot do that also,
Do
give up
not be attached to the results.
do not be attached to the results, right? So these 4. And then the last section of the 12th chapter, third point is what? Developing qualities that makes one dear to Krishna. Okay? So we covered 3 chapters, 10, 11, and 12. Are these 3 chapters okay? Are there any comments or any questions on these 3 chapters? Advait Chandra?
Yes, sir. Just for a personal clarification, when you said that, like in the top chapter, the what do you call degradation,
Level.
like you cannot do this, you do this. Then you said, always think of Krishna, and then after that, bhakti yoga. Of course, always thinking of Krishna as bhakti yoga only. But just for personal clarification, is that because it was saying rules and regulations? So that's Vaiti, or how should I think of it?
Yeah, you can say Vaidi. See, the goal is what? Always we're going to think about.
Hmm.
But right now, our mind thinks of everything except Krishna.
Hmm.
Right? So when we are engaging in bhakti, when we are chanting the name, then we are really focused. We are saying Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. While chanting, then our mind is absorbed in Krishna's holy name. Right? So basically, when we are doing the sadhana, throughout the day, we are actually taking time where we can actually focus our mind on Krishna. And as we keep progressing, more and more part of the day we are focusing on. Then gradually we'll come to a point when we can always think about Krishna.
So that's more of a state of deep and bhakti.
Yeah, so Vaidhi Bhakti, and then we won't discuss the Raga, Nuga, etc. Vaidhi Bhakti will lead us to perfection. Okay, any other questions?
Prabhuji, what is the 12th chapter called in Sanskrit?
What is 12th chapter called in Sanskrit? Let's see. 12th chapter is called Bhakti Yoga. Bhakti Yoga. Devotion service, right? So 10th chapter is called Vibhuti Yoga. 11th chapter is called Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. 12th chapter is called Bhakti Yoga. Okay, I'll share one sheet on the group. So this sheet has actually all the 18 chapters and what is the name, Sanskrit name for each chapter. Right?
Prabhuji, what was the name for the 11th chapter?
11th chapter is
Vishwarupa Darshan.
Vishwarupa Darshana Yoga. See on the chat.
Thank you.
Okay, I'll share this this sheet on the chat so you all can actually look at it. So let me share my screen so I can show you what this sheet is. Everyone can see my sheet? Right? So this actually, for every chapter, it is says actually, you know, what you should say at the end of each chapter. It says, Om Tat Sat Iti Srimad Bhagavad Gita Upanishadu Brahma Vidyayam Yoga Shastre Shri Krishna Arjun Samvade. So all this is common for every chapter. And then comes the chapter name. So after Samvade, everywhere you'll see a chapter name. So first is what? Arjuna Vishada Yoga. Second is what? Sankhya Yoga. Third is what? Karma Yoga. Fourth is what? Jnana Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Right? Fifth is what? Karma Sannyasa Yoga. Sixth is Atma Samyamya Yoga. Seven, Jnana Vijnana Yoga. Akshara Brahma Yoga. Everyone got it? How to find the chapter name from this?
Yes.
Yeah? Okay. So I'll put this on the group. You can also print it and keep it with you. It's useful to have. Okay, so we'll stop here. And then tomorrow we'll cover from chapter 13 onwards.
Hare Krishna.
Okay, thank you all so much for joining.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, thank you so much for all of your advice.
Hare
Thank you
Krishna.
so much.
Hare Krishna.